Anytime you sell your property off market, you are leaving money on the table. And I'm going to give you a really, really clear example. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. There is room for investors. Investors are important. They contribute to a better housing market a lot of times. This particular instance, I think, will be very eye-opening to you. So I had a seller call me, and they had been offered $100,000 from an investor. And they just felt like that was a little bit low, but they thought, you know what, if that's what I can get for my property, that's what I'll sell my property for. But they wanted to call me and get some insight into that, which I do all the time. I'm happy to tell somebody a ballpark of what I think their house is worth. So I pulled it and I said, I think we can sell it for more. And he said, now listen, the investor told me that he would buy it with all my stuff in it. I've already gotten out of it what I want to get out of it. I'm going to leave everything in it. Will it still sell for, what you think? And I said, yeah, I think it will. If that's what you want to do, we can do that. So we put that property on the market for $175,000. And we got 3 offers. We actually ended up selling it for $170,000. It sold quickly. It sold with all of the personal belongings in it. And it was $70,000 more than what they would have gotten if they would have sold it off market. So there's a few reasons why selling your property off market is going to leave money on the table. A, competition is good. Having something out there and letting people see, lots of people see it and get as much interest in it as possible is so smart. Second, there are outlying factors that there's no way that you can know until you put your house on the market. So let's say, for instance, somebody down the street or one neighborhood over has a grandparent or a parent that needs to be closer to them. That person is likely willing to pay more than an investor just to be close to their child. And that's not necessarily dependent specifically on property value. There are other things that come into play, right? So when you put a property on the market, even as is, we sell as is properties all the time, you're going to do better inviting competition than if you just let somebody write a check and then you'll never know. The thing to remember about investors, and I don't have a problem with investors, I invest in real estate as well, but the thing to remember about investors is they have a profit margin. It is a business for them. They are making a black and white business decision. And so that profit margin, that equity that they are planning on walking into, you're handing that to them. And that is okay as long as you're doing it with your eyes wide open, right? Like, you need to know that that's what you're doing. And sometimes it's a means to an end for you. If an investor talks to you and they say, this is the most that you're going to get, or I'm going to save you so much money on fees, and they are not, because they are making a profit, and that's okay. That's business. That's the American dream. It's fantastic. But you as a homeowner and the equity that you have in your home, you need to have a choice as to what you are going to do with that. I had an interesting conversation with an investor recently, and they were saying, we tell them that, like, we'll buy it for this much so that they don't have to do all the repairs and things like that to get them to this much. And I said, I agree with you, but here's the caveat to that. You're forgetting about this much, right? Because the public will pay this much without having all of these repairs. If you as an investor need a profit margin and you're willing to pay bottom dollar for that, think about what someone who either, has a lower profit margin than you or can buy it and fix it up for themselves, they are in that middle. And so in that instance, you are not saving the seller money as an investor. You are taking equity from them. And again, I have to stress, like, it's okay to sell your property to an investor, but please get someone's opinion, like get a price opinion from someone. Buy an appraisal if you want to buy an appraisal. Talk to a real estate agent and look at your options. Do not leave your hard-earned equity on the table and hand it to an investor unknowingly. Just do your research. And in fact, there is a bill in legislature right now that is protecting seniors and disabled people. And I'm excited to see where that goes. We're going to talk about it some more because it's really, really important. But it's going to make taking advantage by way of lowballing, it's going to make that a criminal offense. So stay tuned. We're happy to talk to you about that. If you have any questions, just let me know.